Peace, peace, peace. Can y'all hear me? Peace. We about to get started right now. Let me see something. Peace. Can y'all hear me? Is my audio good? All right, we about to get started. Shout out to Justin March, my first moderator, for just setting it off with 20 gifted memberships. If you got a gifted membership, family, please keep it going. Please thank Justin March, and also please keep it going. If the number's too high, you can drop it down, but please keep it going. And if you want to support the stream, you can do so with PayPal or Cash App. And if you can't do that, you got the Super Thanks, Super Chat, Super Sticker. Whole lot of ones, we the whole lot of nuns. We take it all over here. And if you can't support me monetarily, you can support me with a fire emoji. Also, thumbs up, share the stream, do all that good stuff. Thank you for everybody who's in the building. Yeah, East Coast Kev, I got the video you sent me. I was waiting for you to come so I could cover it. I was gonna cover it. I've been trying to cover that video you sent me with Dreamers Pro for the last 2 days, but I didn't want to cover it without you being in the building. So yeah, I did get the video you sent me with Dreamers Pro talking about Lauren Luma, but it's like I was waiting for you to come in the building, just like I'm still waiting for CD No Handle to come back in the building so I could cover the video that they sent me. Because I don't want to cover it where you're not here unless you just don't care. But I don't know if I'll be able to cover it tonight because I can't stay up late tonight. I've been up streaming late 2 nights in a row, and I got to get up at 6 in the morning. I can't do that again to myself. So I just wanted to cover this issue because, again, it's happening now. So I'm not going to be on too long. On Mac, thank you. Thank you for the fire emojis. Ready, 1, 2, go. Thank you for the fire emojis. Yeah, I can't because it's like now that's taking a toll because like 2 nights in a row, I was up to like 2, 3 in the morning and then got to jump back up at like 5, like 6 in the morning. Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that tonight. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah, we could get started. Yeah, because we can't be too late with this. Let me see something. Let me share my screen. For all y'all who don't know, Chud the Builder, the racist streamer, shot himself and shot a black man yesterday. And he's being charged with attempted murder. Let's watch this video. Shout out to everybody in the building. Here we go.
Viral video circulating online purports to show the chaotic aftermath of a racist streamer allegedly shooting a black man outside a Tennessee courthouse. Streamer Chud the Builder, whose real name is Dalton Etherly, shot the unidentified man during a scuffle on May 13th outside of the courthouse in Clarksville, according to the DA, who said Chud also accidentally shot himself during the confrontation. The 28-year-old has amassed an online following by filming himself spewing vile racial slurs, such as referring to black people as chimps and openly saying the N-word to get reactions. In footage captured by Clarksville Now, Etherly could be seen tended to by first responders at the scene, where he began streaming his interactions following the alleged shooting. Etherly can be heard blaming his gunfire on the other man, who was black, according to witnesses, saying the man confronted and threatened him over his vile online content.
He said, "You start saying all that chimp out to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still wailing on me.
Elsewhere in the 16-minute clip, the streamer can be heard asking authorities if he shot himself amid the scuffle, noting a graze on his arm. The victim was medically evacuated and is recovering in stable condition, officials said. The mustached antagonist was supposed to appear at the court for a civil case over unpaid debts, which comes just days after he was arrested for allegedly refusing to pay a $400 restaurant bill, even after he polished off his entire meal. Following the shooting, Etherly was booked into the Montgomery County Jail, while the local sheriff's office vowed those responsible would be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Etherly has been charged with attempted murder, employing a firearm during dangerous felony, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon.
Oh, the New York Post did a good job covering the story for once. But yeah, so he shot himself because so he wasn't streaming at the time. Somebody saw him because like I heard from the original story, is that Chud approached those guys because they was laughing at him. And then that's when the altercation happened. He got punched. And then according to Chud, he got punched. And then that's when he shot. But he shot himself and shot the dude. As far as I know, he shot the dude in the stomach and in the shoulder. And Chud shot himself in the arm. But he's currently in the hospital, and he's being charged with attempted murder right now. So, yeah. He's being charged with attempted murder right now. So that's good. Let's see if we can find some more on this. Let's see if we got another update. Oh, let's go.
Tonight, a man is in the hospital after he was shot outside of the Montgomery County Courthouse yesterday. The accused gunman is controversial online streamer Dalton Etherly. He's in jail tonight and expected in court tomorrow. WSMV's Amber Jayanth brings us the latest.
Tonight, a mother and wife is pleading for help after her husband, Joshua Fox, was shot in the stomach and shoulder outside of the Montgomery County Courthouse as donations continue to pour in on her GoFundMe page for the disabled veteran.
I heard the gunfire and looked up, and everyone in the cafes, everyone's heads turned. We're like, what's going on? What's going on?
Clarissa Greaves works in a coffee shop nearby and learned the commotion she was witnessing involved 28-year-old Dalton Etherly, an online streamer known for using racial slurs and provoking people of color.
I've seen other videos of what that man has posted. I don't agree with it whatsoever.
The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office says Dalton was outside of the courthouse when he got into a fight with Joshua Fox, which escalated to gunfire, which also led to Dalton being shot. Joshua's mother tells us they are still trying to process what happened as he continues to recover. Clarissa says she feared something like this could happen.
From what I've seen from his videos, I don't know how that could make anyone feel safe personally. So I think I'm really very, very sad that this had to happen. But if it's something to put him away, then I'm for it. And I think most of the city would be for it too.
She says her heart goes out to Joshua's family and she hopes he makes a speedy recovery. What do you want to see come from this at this point?
I just people to do better. I think there's a lot going on in the world right now. And I don't know, just as people, there's still good people out there. And I just hope we can all learn from this.
Dalton is now facing several charges, including attempted murder and aggravated assault. Amber Jayanth, WSMV4.
Okay. So
Tonight, a man accused of stabbing and killing a
So, okay, we know the brother's name. His name is Joshua, who got shot. Speedy recovery to Joshua. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Ready One to Go, for thanking Justin March. So thanking him for the gifted memberships. Salute to Justin March again. And also, he says, Justin March said something. Wake me when they get a conviction. Because that's going to be the issue right now. Will they get a conviction? Because according to Chud, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some video that come out, if they show the black guy punching Chud first, or Chud walking away from him and he getting punched, because Chud said he got sucker punched, is it really not self-defense, especially in these stand your ground areas? Because that's how stand your ground work anyway. A lot of people done shot people and killed people just like this and got away with it. I believe the only reason Chud was even arrested and charged like this is because it's such a high-profile case. If Chud had just been a regular person and this situation that happened, he probably wouldn't even have got charged. But yeah, now we got to see if there's going to be a conviction, because maybe they just charged him like that to get him off the street. But we got to see if there's going to be a conviction. Shout out to the visionary for the fire emojis. No, he did get charged. He did get charged. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Salute. But yeah, he did get charged. He did get charged. He said, I hate to say this. You ain't gotta hate to say nothing, because it's like he gotta go. He can't be running around doing that. Nobody has to accept that from him. Nobody has to accept that from him. Like, this is the year 2026. We don't need to accept that 1926 behavior. You see? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was ordered. You say he was ordered not to carry a gun? I don't know about that, but maybe you are right. But at the end of the day, that's not going to have any bearing on this case, because it's like a lot of states, if you illegally carrying a gun and you use it in self-defense, that doesn't nullify your self-defense case. But yeah, shout out to Fahim in the building. Oh, okay. You say he just posted about just shooting people in general. Can you send that to me? Can you send it to me on Twitter so you can take a look at that? But yeah, shout out to everybody in the building. Let's see let's see if we can find some more going on, get some more details on this case.
Tonight, a man is in the hospital.
All right, so we got him charged with attempted murder. Let's see.
A controversial Clarksville online video streamer is now facing an attempted murder charge. It's the result of a fight outside the Montgomery County Courthouse that ended in gunfire. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. Authorities say Dalton Etherly, also known as Chud the Builder, and another man were both shot during this exchange. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry has more on the investigation.
Controversial streamer Dalton Etherly, known online as Chud the Builder, is accused of shooting a man outside the Montgomery County Courthouse. The sheriff's office says both Etherly and another man were taken to the hospital for medical treatment. After the shooting, Etherly appeared to keep live streaming for several minutes. In the video, Etherly can be heard saying, quote, "Man, I just pray that dude is going to be all right. I tried to walk away from him." Court records show Etherly was scheduled for a civil debt appearance that morning in Montgomery County. In Etherly's stream, he claimed the incident started after a man laughed at him. Etherly claims he walked away after interacting with the man. The man followed him and a fight broke out. That's when Etherly drew his weapon. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is pursuing charges against Etherly for criminal attempted murder, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. Etherly is also facing a separate criminal case in Nashville. He's accused of refusing to pay a $400 bill to Bob's Steak and Chop House downtown and screaming racial slurs. Etherly has over 226,000 followers on X, all due to his live streams where he's shown in places like Broadway, Clarksville, and Gatlinburg, insulting and calling people racial slurs. In a Give, Send, Go post, Etherly writes, "I've shared mild jokes, unfiltered thoughts, and yes, sometimes I've used the N-word in what I thought was edgy, harmless humor. I know it's controversial, but it's my right to speak freely." Etherly is booked into the Montgomery County Jail, where he's being held without bond. He will have his arraignment and bond hearing on Friday. In Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
Oh, so yeah,
On Capitol Hill.
well, good for us for seeing that video. We got some more details because I'm about to stop that. I'm like, all right, this is just going over other stuff. But yeah, I didn't know he had that many followers, and he released a statement talking about there was just harmless, good-natured jokes, and sometimes he did it, and that was his right. Whatever. That's nonsense. That is nonsense. Disrespectful nonsense. But let's go to this. I found this. Let's see what Nick Fuentes has to say. Because again, I think Nick is going against Chud the Builder because Chud the Builder is kind of stealing his audience by actually going outside and getting active while Nick sits in a studio all day. So that's why he feels the need to undercut him, because he's also a hater. And also, I feel like Nick is again trying to moderate his content so he can go into open coalition with the class reductionist lefties. But let's get into this. Let's get into this.
So I see a lot of people on the timeline defending this behavior saying, yeah, well, we should be able to say the N-word. I don't know. I don't want to be a victim of crime. I don't actually necessarily want to be out in public confronting black people, calling them niggers. Like, I actually don't want to do that. I don't think people should be fired for uttering the word. And I think it's a funny word. I don't think it should be treated like a blasphemy, but let's be honest, it's not a nice thing to say. It's actually not a very nice thing to say. And I don't know that we should actually be out there saying, hey, man, we should be able to go up to black people and start blasting a slur that offends them without expecting them to be offended. Was that really ever the rallying cry? To me, it was more like, stop smoking weed in public, stop driving on the shoulder, talk more quietly, don't be on speakerphone all the time. It's more things like that. So I don't know what creating two obnoxious underclasses of victims, I don't know what that does for anybody. I don't know that lowering ourselves to their level is actually the solution. So before, we had an underclass of offensive, inconsiderate people breaking laws, not paying their credit card off, getting in trouble with the law, bothering everybody. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to become an obnoxious, inconsiderate underclass of permanent victims, getting in trouble with the law, having, you know what I'm saying? Like, at a certain point, we need to choose to rise above all of it. We have to choose to be better. We have to choose to be better than that, better than what they want us to be, better than them. And we have to shine for everyone else to follow. That's a choice. So I saw that. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. I feel bad for him. I pity him. He screwed up royally, and now he is done. Because what's going to happen, first of all, they threw the book at this guy. So he's facing some serious problems. He's got a record, so there's going to be no leniency. And then he's got all these tweets. He's got a mountain of tweets saying, I'm inevitably going to shoot somebody. I'm inevitably going to kill one of you. How's that going to play in front of the judge? Not so funny now, huh? Let's say he goes to jail for 10 years. You think on year 8, he's going to feel good about his civil rights martyrdom to IRL stream and provoke people screaming and saying provocative things? I'm not so sure. So yeah, it's very sad. And look, 2 wrongs don't make a right. We do have a problem with that other underclass. Let's not become like them. Let's rise above them. Let's separate from them. Let's focus on our goals. Let's try to take control of the situation. This does not help anybody.
Okay, like I said, this is what Nick is trying to do. He is, again, saying all this because he sees Chud. Because as far as I know, I don't watch Nick, but I see that he always attacks people on the right when they start getting a little too big and trying to undercut them. Either claiming that they too passive or they too aggressive. Because he wants all the attention. He wants to be in charge. He wants the movement. And also, like I said, I see this as him trying to moderate himself a little bit. So when he tries to work with the class reductionist left out in the open, they can say, look, Nick is changing. Look, he's moderating. Oh, this is not the same Nick Fuentes. You don't understand him. See, you see how he went at Chud the Builder? You see how he went at Zionist Charlie Kirk? Yeah, like you don't understand Nick. He's just a little edgy. He just believes in freedom of speech or whatever. Oh, we can have conversations and we could probably educate him out of that. But he got it right on class issues. I can see that coming. I could more than see that coming. That is coming. Shout out to everybody in the building. And yes, he calls black people niggas too. That's why I said this is corny. And this is just meant to try to undercut Chud the Builder for 2 reasons. He's getting big. Also, Nick ain't built to do what Chud the Builder does. So he got to downplay it as that's not the right way to go. That's why. Because if Nick was built like that, and Chud the Builder was doing what he was doing, he would be calling him a coward for sitting in the studio and not being outside on the battlefield. Laughing and sagging. I believe that too. He picking and choosing. When he doing this at. He picking and choosing. I feel sorry for him too, but you know, like a true racist, like a true coward, he know where to go. He picking soft targets. He know who to bother. Just like Dylan Roof. Like, didn't Dylan Roof write that in his memoir or whatever manifesto about how he wasn't gonna go to an area where was a lot of gangs at because if he went over there shooting, they would shoot back at him and he could get killed. That's why he chose a church. Like we know what's up with these people. We know what's up. What do you always do to black conservatives? Because I know a lot of black conservatives be meat riding him. Like O'Shea is a big Nick Fuentes dick sucker. So what do he be doing to them? Shout out to everybody in the building. We got 83 in the building. Thank you, Benevolence. Put a fire emoji. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all supporting the stream. You said, exactly. I know that too. I watch Vosh. I don't really watch a lot of lefties, but I watch Vosh, and I constantly see Vosh trying to redeem him, trying to say, well, Nick is not really a bad guy. He's really just grifting. Oh, if you see that he really hates his audience, the racist part of his audience, because they're so stupid. And if Nick just left and came back and changed his content after a couple months, he'll be fine. Like, how can a man who spewed all this type of hatred and venom just disappear for a couple months and then come back and be fine? And again, this is why I don't bang with the online left, the class reductionist left, because they don't actually care about black people. They don't care about identity politics. This man has spewed some of the most anti-black venom you can possibly spew. So him just going away for a couple of months and coming back and acting like nothing happened and talking about fashion or pushing class issues, we just supposed to be okay with that and just support him now because he changed his tune? We just supposed to say, all right, yeah, Nick was a vicious racist and mocked our people and got big doing so. Help, thanks to you lefties, by the way, because again, a lot of you lefties were the ones platforming him. That helped him get back into the mainstream. I think he got kicked. He got faded out the main. He was never in the mainstream, but like online mainstream. He got faded out of it, but the left helped bring him back. And we supposed to be cool with this. This is what I'm talking about with these bozo lefties. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes total sense. That makes total sense. Of course. Of course, that makes total sense. Birds of a feather flock together. Oh yeah, Nick disrespects them all the time. He disrespects them all the time. Like I did the video about the dude when Nick was literally saying black people are genetically defected. All that talk about, oh, it's a lack of fathers in the community. That's why the black community is like that. He dismissed all those black conservative talking points, saying, no, that's not the case. Your community is just defected. You guys are just defected. And they was co-signing it. Weirdos. Of course they are, because again, a lot of them are really just like Nick Fuentes, but they just lead with the class policies, but they feel like he feels on racial issues. A lot of them are class reductionists. That's the reason. That's the reason. That's the reason. But shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me see something. Let's go to this. Let's switch gears. Okay, y'all can still see my screen. I guess Chud the Builder got a GoFundMe or something. I think it's called Gives and Goes because he can't have a GoFundMe. Matter of fact, yeah, let's go to that. Let's see what's going on with this. Okay, I don't know if this is a new one or this was ongoing. Now I think this one is ongoing. This has been ongoing. So he raised $100,000. Imagine giving somebody your hard-earned money just for them to go because they running around being racist to black people. And you think that's like fighting for freedom of speech or fighting for rights. Like these people are disgusting. This is again why I don't bang with the online left. These are the people that they keep talking about. We need to educate and we need to reach out to so we can build a class-based coalition. Like we just need to educate these people. For 10 years, the online lefty has wasted everybody's time talking this nonsense about, oh, we just need to educate these people out of racism and we just need better policies. We just need to educate these people out of racism and we just need better policies. We need to reach out to them. We need to reach out to them. The Democrats have abandoned the middle class. Blah, 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 blah. This is who y'all want us to reach out to. This is who y'all want us to reach out to. Somebody giving money to about the battle for freedom of speech. He can say the N-word all he wants. That's not the issue. The issue is that he thinks he has the right to come up to black people and say the N-word. You see, this only works like this when it comes to black people. If somebody said, hey, give me money so I can run up to I could go to random gay people in a gay area, or go to gay bars and just start calling random gay people who are minding their own business the F slur, and record myself and monetize myself of me doing that. These are people, regular people. These are not content providers. They're just living their life. They're out on the town, and I'm going to harass them, go up to them, call them the F slur, and record them and follow them around. Nobody would be okay with that. That wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't make any sense. Like if a black person even did this and just follow and harass random white people and call them cracker. Cracker is not the equivalent of the N-word, by the way. we're not even going to do that. But I'm just saying, just that word, and they got punched or whatever the case may be. They would all be the same people celebrating Chud the Builder will be the same people celebrating the white person who attacked that black person. Just like Johnny Somali. They all celebrated when Johnny Somali got locked up, talking about he shouldn't even be in Korea. He shouldn't be doing this. I thought y'all was free speech enthusiasts. I thought y'all was free speech maximalists. Why are y'all okay with that? Why are y'all okay with that? Because that's not what you really believe. You never really believed that. Never really believed that. It's like Elon Musk. He talks all this freedom of speech stuff, but you say something that he don't like, he'll be the first to silence you. Don Lemon did a little bullshit interview with him, a little pushback, and then he canceled Don Lemon's show because he couldn't handle it. Like, free speech to these people just mean, let me call you a nigga with no consequence. That's all that means. That's all that means. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to President Jafar. Yes, he would never be allowed to do this. He would never be allowed to do this. If he thought he could go, imagine him going to Israel and doing this. He would get a little bit more support because a lot of these bozos are also anti-Semites, but he wouldn't get this much support. And on top of that, if something bad happened to them, people would be okay with it. Thank you for the fire emojis. Of course, it leads to that leads to genocide. That leads to genocide talk, because remember, hate speech leads to hate violence. There's no purpose engaging in hate speech unless you want hate violence to follow it. No purpose. Like, remember, the only reason we say America says hate speech is legal, even though fighting words are a thing, which is a contradiction, is because of racism. That's it. Racism. We so confused about what is not freedom of speech because of racism. Because of racism. Yes, of course. These guys are bullies. They don't really believe in freedom of speech. That's a lie. Like, come on now. Yeah, they don't. They don't. Let me see. Oh, so this might be his GoFundMe to help him with his child support issues or child custody issues, and people are just still donating to it off GP because of that. Maybe that's the reason. Yeah, that would be good. He should not be able to monetize this type of hate. He should not. Oh, East Coast Kev, you say you sent me 2 videos. I'm gonna check that out, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it tonight because, like I said, I can't be on too long tonight because it's like I gotta get up at like 6 again. Oh, you talking about Nick Fuentes? Of course, that's what I say. He always does this. He will attack and undermine other people on his side who is getting too much shine from him. That's why they be saying, well, Nick is not. That's why the online lefties be like, well, Nick is not that bad. He's really just a grifter. So what? Grifting hate and really believing in hate from where I sit is the same thing. That's a distinction without a difference. Like, oh, I don't really hate black people. I just make money promoting hate against black people. Like, come on now, let's be serious. Oh, shout out to Auto Mech for setting it off. It's Auto Mech or Auto Mac? Which one is it? Because I don't have my glasses. So that an A or E. So it's Auto Mech or Auto Mac. Yeah, thank you for setting it off, bro. So it's Mech. I'm pronouncing it right. So it's Mech, right? Auto Mech. Thank you again, Benevolence, for the fire emojis. Remember, family, if you can't support monetarily, you can always support with the fire emojis. You can support with the thumbs up, hitting that reaction heart. Oh, yeah. I'm going to say this. Even if somebody did something like this, if somebody was doing random streams, walking up to random people, calling them bozo, a black person was just doing that in a predominantly white area, going up to random white people, calling them bozos, calling them names, calling them all this type of stuff, they would have been one of him arrested. That black person couldn't have been like, oh, this is just freedom of speech. I'm just practicing my freedom of speech. I'm just teaching white people not to overreact to being called bozos. Thank you for the fire emojis, a visionary. Thank you for doubling up on those. But yeah, matter of fact, let's go back to Chud's channel because he said something about DJ Academics. Let's see what he got to say about academics here. Let's see what's going on with that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's see. Let's get the big act.
Somebody might have to just do it. I don't care. See how Trump went out there and like clapped that nigga from Iran, that fucking supreme leader. That might have to be Chud. Get him out the way because he's trying to start some shit. We ain't trying to do it.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see people die over a word.
Well, he's problematic. We might like somebody might have to just do it. I don't care who do it. Black, white, who cares?
I care. I don't want to see people die for a stupid reason.
Okay. Promoting hate is not a stupid reason to die. Like, again, how many people like Chud the Builder have actually been responsible for real life violence? So isn't it better for him to suffer the violence than to allow him to keep propagating what he's doing and it turns into some bigger issue? Like, people like Chud the Builder started whole race riots. Genocides have been started for less behavior than what people like Chud the Builder has done. Like, come on now. Wars have been started for less than that. Like, no. So if anybody going to suffer violence, because again, it's only but so long somebody can sit around promoting hate speech before it leads to hate violence. So if anybody needs to suffer the violence, it needs to be the person who started it.
Advocating for violence is not the way. If
nobody wants to prevent race. He's the violent one. You don't realize he's the violent one?
Isn't he?
Excellent point. Excellent point. What he's doing is violence. Hate speech is violence. That's violence. The excellent point, Dag. Academics, I don't know who you've been talking to. I don't know what you've been watching, but you've been on point with this issue. What he's doing is violence.
Majority he's acting in self-defense, right?
Fuck no. Do you see what he's saying? He's daring people to do something.
Words aren't violent, Ak. Words aren't violent.
Your rhetoric could be insightful.
But no, using a word, using an
see, exactly. I don't know what Poetic Flocko was talking about with this dude being smart. Academics is right. Your words can be insightful, just like an action. Like me flinching at somebody is insightful. No different than me using those words. That's why the Supreme Court has ruled that, yeah, there's a such thing as fighting words, where somebody can say something and fighting is kind of a logical response to it. Like, you just can't say whatever you want to say to somebody. You can't just do whatever you want to do to somebody. I can't run up to random people and flinch at them and say, well, I didn't actually do violence. I was acting like I was going to do violence, but I didn't actually do it. Or yes, I said some insightful things that would lead to violence, but I didn't actually do the violence myself. No, that doesn't work like that. Dag, academics, you on fire.
Individual word is not an act of violence. And so if you want to stop racism, then we can't let words trigger something.
That's not going to stop racism. So let's get this straight. We're going to stop racism by allowing racist people to be racist to us in our face and not react to it. That's how you stop racism. That doesn't even make any sense. That don't work for anybody else. And again, if you flip that on Seco and say, hey, we're going to stop Islamophobia by Muslims letting people be practice Islamophobia in their face and not do nothing. So as a Muslim, because again, let's say if I go up to a Muslim and they are standing outside the mosque and I start offering people, putting in people's faces pork chop sandwiches with bacon on it. I'm not actually being violent to them. But if a Muslim slapped my hand and slapped the sandwich out their face, and then I pull out a gun and shot them, is it the Muslim's fault? Is the Muslim who was getting violent trying to and I wasn't being violent? I wasn't being threatening. I wasn't being problematic. Because again, you don't know this guy. There's a guy walking around with weapons or telling you he's walking around with weapons and he's running up to random people, calling them names, harassing them, following them around, and threatening to do violence against them if they respond. How is that not threatening? How is what he's doing not incendiary? Like you trying to set things off.
That makes us violent.
All right, play this.
If you want to stop
I
racism,
watch him
then
pepper
let it
spray.
go.
I watch him pepper spray a guy who like flipped his hat off or something like that.
Technically, doesn't that count as self-defense? He wasn't arrested for that.
Man, that guy should have blew his brains out, man.
If you want to be alive, if you want to protect yourself, if you don't want something violent to
Now
happen,
he has a
you shouldn't
death
keep
wish.
doing
You know, you gotta let that man live out his goal.
Well, I don't want to see people have a death wish because I want people to be okay.
Yeah, so shout out to academics. What you call it? Chud the Builder put that clip up thinking he's doing something. Shout out to academics. He's yes. Yeah, shout out to academics. Who are you talking about? You talking about Seco? That bozo? Plantation boy? Yes, they definitely can. That whole nonsense that words don't matter was created by racist white people to try to justify their racism. Thank you for the fire emojis. Yeah, that's what. Oh yeah, I don't know if you was in the building yesterday. I think you was. You probably wasn't in the building. We covered it. But him and DJ Academics had that conversation, and DJ Academics killed him when he brought up saying, "All right, words don't mean nothing. So say fuck Allah right now. If words don't mean nothing, and nobody should be mad about words because they don't mean anything, say fuck Allah right now." He wouldn't do it. Exactly. Words magically don't. That's what I said. All this is them trying to put black people in a trick bag to accept being brutalized and denigrated to their face. Oh, you said the give, send, go thingy was for him losing his job. Okay, that makes sense. No, Cash App is not the only way to donate. You could do Cash App, you could do PayPal, you can do you can hit the super things, the super chat, super sticker. You could join the channel. It's not the only way. I like right now. I'm about to change this thing to like. See, I just changed it to whatever that thing is called on the screen. I just changed it to the PayPal one. I also the PayPal is also in the pinned comment. Oh, wrong pinned comment. Let me see. Look, see, it's right here. The pinned comment. You can support the stream that way. You can support the stream however you want to support it. Shout out to everybody in the building. All right, we got over 100 in the building. Let's go to something different. Let's see something. Shout out to academics again. Matter of fact, let's see something else. Let's see some more other coverage of this. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I'm live on X. And if you watching me live on X, make sure you make your way to YouTube. Make your way to my YouTube channel. Look, see, weirdos. Normalize saying nigga, we are all Chud the building now. Why don't you normalize saying any other slurs? Mm-hmm. That's good. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to cover that. Waka Flocka talks about Jake Paul with the blackface. I wanted to touch. Yeah, I just saw that. Thank God. I just saw that. Thank you, Jesus. He just put me on. Let's see what's going on right this. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's do this.
What made me say it? Yeah, for sure.
Jake, let me ask you a question. I've never seen you, and I always want to. What made you say that blackface?
What made me say it?
We gonna talk on camera. I just had to say it.
What do you mean? What made me say it?
Why would you say it?
Why would I say it?
Do you know the history behind it?
What do you mean?
No. If I ask you, you got shoestrings in your shoes. You said, "What I mean." You know the history of the common being a blackface.
Yeah, of course I know the history.
So you basically like. No, we ain't talking about this. Not I respect. I ain't doing that.
No. I'm completely fine to have the conversation.
You don't want to.
No, I do. I would love to. But no, what's the issue? If Drewski, first of all, comedy should be allowed in the world, right? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in comedy? Okay.
So, but that's an oxymoron. That's a footy of mine. You say comedy should be accepted because that blackface shit is not comedy. It's disrespectful to a culture of people that got dark skin.
So do you think whiteface is disrespectful?
Whiteface shit. White Chick's a movie. How is it disrespectful?
I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it's funny. I think we should all be able to. And no, but this is exactly my point, though. This is exactly my point, though. Is that it's a double standard. Everyone should be able to make fun of everyone.
Bruising people like me.
And that's why I just wanted to have the conversation. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. No, I'm not saying I'm right. I just like to have conversations that challenge the mind. And that was all my point was with bringing it up.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you the difference between liking and understanding. First, I respect what you like.
Shout out to Waka Flocka. Yeah, Waka was on some bozo stuff before, but I'm not saying he was a bozo. I'm saying he made some bozo statements like we Indians, we not Africans, but he took all that stuff back. Remember, he was just trying to find himself. Like he stopped really doing like the rapping and stuff. He was out here talking to the Hebrew Israelites. He was just trying to out here find himself. So I'm not even gonna call him a bozo for saying that. Because remember, I think I'm older than Waka Flocka. So it's like, yeah, bro was trying to find himself. Shout out to the homie. Yeah, he's cool. But like, I'm happy he stood up to Jake Paul for that about this blackface and let him know blackface and whiteface is not the same thing. Not the same thing. And that's not comedy. Blackface is not comedy. That's like saying a lynching is comedy. And also remember, racists always try to hide what they do behind comedy. The Ku Klux Klan started out as a joke, a quote unquote joke. And we see where that happened when you let jokes ride, when you let people, we just goofing off. We just, we just trolling. I know he did. I'm happy he pissed them off. Good. Good evening to you, bro. It's nighttime where I'm at, but yeah. Exactly. Love playing dumb. Love playing dumb. Love playing dumb. Now everybody's stupid. Now everybody don't understand the difference between white face, and so-called white face and black face. How old am I? I will be answering questions like that when I do my members only live stream. I'll be answering questions like that when I do my own members only live stream. But I'm pretty sure I'm older than Waka Flocka. Or he might be older than me. Or we might be the same age. Yeah, gaslighting at its finest. No, can't tolerate that. Don't ever let nobody play in your face about issues like that. It don't give them an excuse. That's like saying calling somebody a cracker gives them an excuse to use the N-word. No, it don't. It's two different things. Like if people don't understand, I can see a kid not understanding the difference. I can see a kid getting confused and not understanding the difference. A young person. But adults like Jake Paul, he knows the difference. He knows the difference. Again, that's why I say with the racists, we can't educate them out of racism. They know the difference. Because again, when you're a kid, you get the education. You in your 20s, you in your teens, and you see stuff like this, people explain to you the difference then. When you when you 30 plus, there's no more education. You know better. You know better at that point. You know better at that point. You're just doing what you want to do. I know what they're gonna say, and that's my job to not believe what they're gonna say. Because again, like I said, somebody like Jake Paul knows better. Like when I'm talking about adults. I'm not talking about no 12-year-old. Because again, when I was a little kid, I thought the same thing too. Like you mentioned white chicks. I thought that white chicks was unacceptable because what if you had two white artists, comedians, do a show called Black Chicks and they had blackface. So when I was a little kid, I thought that was unacceptable. Because again, I didn't know better. I didn't know the history. I thought they was equivalent when they not. Yeah, he cool with Trump. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Walker's kind of confused. Like you, because again, like I said, he's like new to this. He's young, and it's like he's thinking like they're not understanding that all that conservative talk is fake. It's all lies. The right wing is not really conservative, not economically, not socially. They conservative racially. That's their real conservatism. That other type of conservatism is just dress up. Just dress up. That's why every time they get in office, they balloon the debt. Every time they get in office, they don't really stop any of the liberal social progress. Remember, Bush campaigned on his second term about introducing a constitutional amendment to ban gay marriage. Did he do it? No. I think we could have got a law banning gay marriage. Did we get it? No, because Republicans didn't support it. When it went to the Supreme Court was like 5-4 conservative. It was the conservatives who broke rank and gave us gay marriage. They not really socially conservative, because a lot of them be getting secret abortions and all that other stuff. A lot of them is secretly gay and all this other nonsense, and they still support Trump even though Trump was best friends with Epstein. They're not really economically conservative because they don't really believe in capitalism. They just do crony capitalism. They think it's okay to give for people who are connected to get bailouts and all that other stuff. They just care about race. That's it. Yes, it's just a mask to really be racist, like the libertarian stuff. All the libertarians are magically now all authoritarians. All the libertarians are now all authoritarians. I wonder how that happened. When the Democrats was in charge, now they was all libertarian talking about, oh, we want freedom from the government. Oh, the government shouldn't be helping anybody, blah, 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 blah. Now Trump is in charge and he's engaging in authoritarianism and in racism. Now they all authoritarians and it makes sense. Exactly. That's true too. Exactly. And that's another thing. That's where that's why I said like some young people get tripped up because you do have some socially conservative or financially conservative black people who hear that rhetoric and they think like, oh, this is the party for me. And then they get over there and then they realize, oh, it's just racism. That's the reason why second generation immigrants are like the number one voting block, pound for pound by percentage for the Democrats, second generation immigrants. Because a lot of immigrants come from conservative societies. So their families, their parents be pro-Republican. And then when their parents get down with the Republican Party and they see, oh, it's all lies. You guys are not really conservative. You're just a bunch of racists. They swing back to the Democratic Party. That's how it always worked. That's how it always works. Shout out to everybody in the building. I'm 105 in the building. Shout out to Waka Flocka for standing on business. Let me see something. Let's see what Tariq got to say. Shout out to everybody in the building. Is this the real Myron Gaines? Oh, that is the real Myron Gaines. Yeah, let's see if Tariq talking about this. Because, yeah, Tariq is a bozo. Again, he's a coward who is scared to Chud. Matter of fact, even better. Even better. Yeah, let's go to this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Matter of fact, even better.
Another.
Can you see my screen? This is the bozo Negro Beta Network. He's somehow blaming the Democratic Party for Chud the Builder. You can't make this up. This is what I keep telling y'all about these people. I said that was going to happen. They cowards. They talk to all this FBA stuff. We don't run. We don't flee. We beating up white supremacists. We doing this. You get a white supremacist like Chud the Builder, where FBA at? Nowhere to be found. They crying to the government to do something about it. This is all they do. This is their script. Put racists in power, talking about how they're not scared of racists. And then when racists do racist things, they complain about why the Democrats who are not in power not doing nothing about it. That's all these bozos do. That's all they do. Let me check the PayPal. Let me check it real quick. Let me play this bozo. Let me check that real quick.
The episode Anti-Black Karma strikes again. ABK all damn day. This time in Tennessee. We're going to talk about this Chud the Builder, or should we call...
What does this have to do with Kamala Harris? He got Hakeem Jeffries and Kamala Harris. So Chud the Builder got to do with what with Kamala Harris? Oh, I see it. Oh my God. Thank you. Wait. Talk about who this? Wait, talk about. Let me get off this real quick. Thank you. I just checked it because I don't know why I'm not getting a notification for it, but I just checked it. Thank you so much. It is much appreciated. Do you I'm not gonna say what you sent me because I don't know if you want me to say it or not, but I'll just say you sent me something. It's much appreciated. Thank you so much. And also make sure you email me. My email is in the description box below. Matter of fact, I'm dropping an email right now. Make sure you email me. Make sure you email me. Yep. We got clickable thumbnails. And here's the email too. Make sure you hit that email. And also, Prince No Face Killer. That's my second channel. Make sure y'all go subscribe over there if y'all get the chance. But yeah, let's get back to this. Bozo blaming Kamala Harris.
Call him Scrub the Squealer because he was squealing when that brother was putting hands and feet on him. He was squealing when he was getting roughed up, and he was squealing when he was getting that G-check. Because now they seeing that this generation, certified foundational Black Americans, we ain't playing with you. Oh, we ain't
a lot of people was playing with Chud the Builder. And again, this person that you calling FBA is not an FBA claimant. He's not an FBA claimant. Not at all. But yeah, keep going.
Playing them games. Y'all go ahead and add Tennessee to Alabama. Y'all go ahead and add Tennessee to Cincinnati. Y'all go ahead and add Tennessee to the Mississippi beatdown. And they gonna find out quick, fast, in a hurry that all across the United States of America, certified foundational Black Americans ain't playing that. This scrub, this squealer, thought he was gonna walk up and antagonize Black Americans. Found out we ain't playing that. He thought he was going to go out and provoke foundational Black Americans. Found out we ain't playing that. He thought he was going to walk up to us and drop the N-word with the hard ER on it, and he definitely found out by way of hands and feet. We ain't playing that.
Look at the FBA bozos. This is the quintessential nature of FBA. A bunch of people who never did nothing to nobody trying to live off what other people did. People who would never bang with them in real life. You know what's so funny? This bozo, Negro Beta Network, he traveled and paid money to go harass Kamala Harris. Why didn't he use that same money, that same energy to go after Chud the Builder? Kamala Harris is literally is on a book tour, selling a book, and he's sitting there paid to be in the audience to attack her, to yell at her and scream about reparations. Chud the Builder walking around calling everybody an N-word. He in the same area talking about people chimping out. Why do you ain't go over there? Why didn't you go over there? Why were you following Kamala Harris around to troll her, but you didn't have magically no money, no way to go get over there to do that to Chud the Builder, to confront him? Coward.
Oh, you better go get you a Democratic shield if you think somebody gonna be out here singing songs, locking arms, kicking legs, singing Negro spirituals. What Brother Malcolm X say? He's
exactly. How does he know the dude is FBA? See, that's another thing with FBA. If somebody Black commits a crime, they'll try to say that they Haitian or they Jamaican or they a Black immigrant or a suspected Black immigrant. And if it turns out they're not a Black immigrant, they're gonna say, well, they from New York, so that means they like a Black immigrant, or they from Louisiana, which means they really Haitian. He don't know. Nonsense. So much you better go get a Democratic shield. There's plenty of people, because again, they use Democratic shield for anybody who votes Democrat or is pro-Democrat. They even call Democratic politicians Democratic shills. They don't know what the word shill means. That's, again, they just say stuff. No, he's a Tariq Nasheed follower. And also, you heard him say that, oh, like our brother Malcolm X taught us. Malcolm X is not FBA. Tariq said Malcolm X is not FBA. Matter of fact, every time one of these bozos mention Malcolm X, I got to go play this clip. But we're going to let him keep going.
Said, we ain't singing, we swinging. And nothing gets the message across clear than a good old foundational Black American uppercut. And that's exactly what happened. Shout out to the brother who stood on business. And the difference is, family, when certified foundational Black Americans get together, we mount up, regulator style. See, they don't like that. See, what they want us to do is keep us subdued, keep us weak, turn the other cheek. This ain't John Lewis and Good Trouble. This ain't Edmund Petty.
Again, disrespect. Again, these people accuse other black immigrants for being, and Kamala Harris and everybody else for disrespecting John Lewis and the civil rights movement by going to Edmund's Pedal Bridge. But look what he's saying. Look what he's saying.
It is Bridge. This ain't Selma from 1965. These are the certifieds of right now. ACG. Anybody can get it. Get out the way, yo. Get out the way, yo. Shut the.
Oh my God, these guys are so bozo-ish. But again, let's get to this. Can y'all see my screen? Is my audio still good? Yeah. Oh yeah, the person's talking. That's one of Tariq Nasheed's top apparatchiks on YouTube. Negro. His name is Black Alpha Network, but there's nothing Black Alpha about him, about his network. But yeah, let's go. Because they all cringe. All these bozos is cringe. All of them are cringe. Of course he would. And they would attack Malcolm X and call him a tether. Just like Tariq and others have done. I'm not going to say Tariq called him. Yeah, Tariq. Matter of fact, did Tariq just directly call him a tether? I know others have. But yeah, let's get into this. Hey, we on mute. Let's get off mute.
Meaning foundational Black Americans who are the foundation of this country. That's the group. And that group includes Dr. Martin Luther King and many other foundational Black Americans who are prominent. You dig? Because people who got a problem with American descendants of slaves, then you got a problem with Harriet Tubman. You got a problem with Malcolm X, not Malcolm, with Martin Luther King. Meaning foundational Black Americans who are the foundation of this country. That's the group. And that group includes Dr. Martin Luther King and many other foundational Black Americans who are prominent. You dig? Because people who got a problem with American descendants of slaves, then you got a problem with Harriet Tubman. You got a problem with Malcolm X, not Malcolm, with Martin Luther King.
Okay, so why are you lying? You said Tariq said Malcolm X was FBA. That's not true. In fact, if he did say that, that's a contradiction to what he just said, what I just played. Malcolm X ain't no damn FBA. Tariq, the founder, the leader, the owner, and creator of FBA just spoke. He said he not. So where's this clip of him saying he was? And even if you can produce a clip of him saying he was, it doesn't mean anything. He contradicts himself. Tariq, again, chicken butt mouth. Shout out to the Mad Hair Doctor. I got to shout him out every time I use this phrase. For all you don't know, a chicken only got one hole. A chicken poops out that hole, lay eggs out that hole, and pees out that hole. So every time a chicken squat down, you never know what's going to come out that hole. And that's the same thing with Tariq mouth. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth. Right now, I just played him saying that Malcolm X wasn't FBA. You said Tariq said he is FBA. I'm pretty sure there's a clip out there of Tariq saying that he's half FBA. You never know what he's going to say. You never know what he's going to say. You never know what he's going to say. Exactly. You never know what he's going to say. You never know what this bozo going to say. You never know what he's going to say. Anybody black in America is a Black American. So yes, Malcolm was a Black American. You are correct with that. And President Jafar is also correct when he's saying his mother was from Grenada, which she was. But yeah, let's get back to this other bozo. See what he talking about.
Scrub just got dropped. See, fam, this is the new wave. There ain't nothing they can do to try to stop this momentum that we have. And have y'all noticed you ain't heard nothing from the Democratic Party? The same Democratic Party that's been jumping on tables, having fake pork chop preachers, fake afros, fake tears, fake songs. You ain't heard nothing from the Democrats, have you?
Exactly what I said they was going to do. Blame the Democrats for not speaking up about Chud the Builder. We are literally, not figuratively, not metaphorically. We are literally going back to Jim Crow as we speak. And you want the Democratic Party to say, all right, instead of addressing Jim Crow, let's talk about Chud the Builder. You want somebody like Kamala Harris, the most accomplished black woman in American history. You want Hakeem Jeffries, the highest ranking black man in the history of the United States Congress, to not talk about the Republican Party and the out of control Supreme Court sending the black population back to Jim Crow, but you want them to speak on Chud the Builder. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all not focused on nothing real. Y'all not focused on nothing real. Chud the Builder. I wouldn't be surprised if Republicans are saying, you know what? Let's nail Chud the Builder to the cross. Let's crucify him. Let's give him 80 years. So stupid dudes like him could turn around and say, look, the Republicans have done more for black people than Democrats. And you ask them, how is that true? They're going to be like, well, Chud the Builder. They gave Chud the Builder 80 years. Democrats ain't give Chud the Builder 80 years. They never even spoke on it. You're not missing anything. The FBA movement is made of a bunch of dummies. Again, that's why we call it a cult. It's a cult. They just, like I just played the clip of Tariq saying Malcolm X is not FBA, but you got other people saying, well, he said something else before. It doesn't matter. Tariq can say whatever he wants and never lose his following. They're a cult. Like, remember, FBA is a white nationalist psyop, first and foremost. It comes out of ADOS. It's a white nationalist psyop. Like we just did the video the other day about Tariq saying out his own mouth that, well, he don't got to fight for reparations. Whether he fight for reparations or not, whether we get reparations or not, it don't matter. Even though that was the whole justification for attacking black immigrants. / we not attacking them, we just trying to protect our reparations. Whole justification. Oh, shout out to my brother D1 Beats in the building. Family, I got like 2 videos on my channel promoting the bro album, Blood of My Ancestors. Y'all better make sure y'all go check that out. Shout out to bro. Shout out to bro. Got some fire music. My brother. Exactly. Chud the Builder. Exactly, Julius. Chud the Builder is nobody to even be mentioned. He's nobody to even be mentioned. We're literally watching black people fight for their political lives right now. And they talking about you ain't mentioning Chud the Builder. That's y'all work. Y'all not political like that anyway. That's y'all work. Get in the street. Get active. Thank you for the fire emojis. Remember, if you can't support monetarily, fire emojis. Support with a like. Support with a share. Support any way you can. Support by hitting that reaction heart. You already know, bro. You already know. ADOS does not come from Boyce Watkins. It doesn't come. It comes from Yvette Carnell. Boyce Watkins platformed Yvette Carnell and brought her to the community. That's a fact. But that comes from her. Her and John Tanton and PIFA and Fair. Of course he did. That's a lot of them did that. I was on Clubhouse when a lot of these bozos, a lot of the FBA apparatchiks before they moved to Twitter, they started on Clubhouse and they would disrespect Malcolm X all day long. All day long. What do you mean? Yeah, this is Black Alpha Network attacking the Democrats for not speaking on this. No, that was somebody else. That was another bozo. Another bozo on the mic who they basically forgot about. Again, like I said, these FBA bozos got all this heart to go up to regular people, you know, just living their life, to harass and attack them and talk crazy and act like they want to fight. Chud the Builder is in the same location, doing what he's doing, and And did they ever show up to talk about Chud the Builder? Did they ever show up to confront him? No. They just cry about Democrats not doing anything about it. That's all they did. Oh, why is the government allowing him to do this? Why is the government allowing him to do this? Oh, this proves that we live in a system of white supremacy. Oh, where are the Democrats? Where are the Democrats? Where are the Democrats? Again, also, y'all, make sure y'all get your own membership. Peace, peace, peace. They all bozos. They all bozos. Yeah, he is a troll. He's somebody who goes around just randomly attacking black people by calling them the N-word. So if you're walking around, he'll call you the N-word and accuse you of chipping out and say he's gonna shoot you if you do anything or fight back. Yeah, he just shot himself and shot a brother too. So and he's in jail right now. The end game of FBA, yeah, you got to think about this. The end game of FBA is this, just to be xenophobic, remember, and promote the Republican Party. That's it. I'm probably gonna have to do it. I can't do it tonight because again, like I said, I can't be on long tonight. But I'll do that straight for you. Maybe tomorrow or Saturday. I'll do that for you, or sometime this week, Monday the latest. we're gonna go over the entire history of FBA and how it came out of ADOS and how it comes from PIFA, FAIR, who's John Taunton, all that. We're gonna do the whole rundown. We're gonna do the whole rundown. He didn't infiltrate what you call it, PIFA and them. He created those groups. He created them. Those are his front groups. But yeah, let's get back to this. Yes, exactly.
How much have the Democrats been talking about black rights for the last week? But they ain't saying nothing about black folks being targeted, black folks being antagonized, and black folks being harassed. They ain't.
Exactly. Look, you heard him. He said it out of his own mouth. I did not watch his video previously. He proves my point. He said Democrats have been running around for the last week talking about black people rights being under attack, but how much have they talked about black people being harassed? So the Democratic Party has literally been, the black Democrats who you are attacking, the Democratic Party has literally been running around fighting for black rights that took us 160 years to get. 160 years to get. They've been running around trying to fight for them and protect them the best way they can. But you don't care about that. Why they not spending time talking about Chud the Builder? Imagine an adult saying this and thinking that this makes sense.
Say nothing about that. Oh, that's because they living in 1960 still. Fam, do you see what happens when we take matters into our own hands? Do you see what happens when we handle our own business? That brother in Tennessee put in more work for the black American community in one day than the Democrats have in the last 60 years. I said it with my chest. I'll say it again. Because they don't stand on business. They run away from business.
I don't even know if I have to even respond to that. Like I said, this is the stuff that they say. I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that. He's saying some random black person confronting Chud the Builder, some no-name, some nobody white supremacist on the internet, did more for black people than the whole entire Democratic Party, including the black Democrats, in the last 60 years. He said that. I didn't say that. So I don't want nobody saying, oh, you being hyperbolic. They don't really mean it like that. They just talking about how the Democrats have been neglecting black people. No, that's what he said. Yeah, it came through. It came through. It came through. Definitely came through. Salute to you for that donation. I don't know if you want me to mention the amount or anything, but I'm definitely shouting you out for your donations and your contribution to this stream.
They're jumping on tables and singing songs, talking about slavery, while you got folks out here openly targeting Black Americans. So this Chud the Scrub thought he was going to run up on some brothers. He thought he was going to disrespect. And the whole situation backfired. Yeah, the whole situation flipped on him. And now he ain't left with nothing but wounds and charges. Nothing but wounds and charges. Now, let me ask y'all this, family. For all the Democratic shields listening out there, because I know you listening, that brother put in work and he got Chud the Scrub charged. You tell me a time the Democrats have got one of these supremacists charged. I'll wait. 5, 4, 3, 2, none. There's your answer. Oh, they ain't picked up this story. They ain't said nothing. They quieted in the church mouse. Holden Martin running around here talking about.
All right, I got you. But you heard what he just said. He said the Democratic Party never got no white supremacist charge, ever. That is a complete lie. That doesn't even need to be addressed. It's because of the Democratic Party we even have the Civil Rights Division and the Justice Department. How many people have went to jail because of the Civil Rights Division? How many? The Civil Rights Division that Donald Trump is trying to get rid of. He was trying to get rid of in his first term. Now he has weaponized against Black people in his second term. Oh yeah, Street Media TV, the bozo who disrespected his own family to try to ride behind Yvette Carnell. Yes, that bozo. Like, come on, man. Yeah, they're getting paid for this. They're not getting paid, as far as I know, they're not getting paid directly by like a white nationalist or a government to say this stupid stuff. They're getting paid through clicks and views to do this. Clicks and views and AdSense money and donation to do this. Because they see, again, why did Tariq start following behind Yvette Carnell? Because he saw all that money she was getting in super chats. So he tried to ride her wave to try to get some of that money to himself. And then what happened? You got other people like this bozo speaking right now who saw the money that Tariq was getting from donations and the views and clicks he was getting. So now he says it. Now he's saying it. So we got a lot of grifting going on. But like I always say, there is a grifter to true believer pipeline. This dude may have genuinely been a stupid true believer from get-go. That might be his story. But for a lot of them, they were just grifting. But it's only but so long you can spew this type of rhetoric before you start believing it, before you start internalizing it. Yeah.
It's time to go to war. We need to have a war. How many times you seen Roland talking about a war? But the war on supremacy based on the war against Black Americans, no talk, no words, no statements. No talk, no words, no statements. Because they weren't going to give us no laws, no protections, no policies. And that's cool, because we ain't going to give them no hope, no cope, no votes, since we playing the no game. And to be honest with you, family, the reason why the Democrats are silent on this situation, because the Democrats support Chud the Scrub. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you see what I'm talking about? So the Republican Party, you know, Donald Trump was like literally up randomly posting black on black crime videos. The majority, everybody who's defending Chud is literally a Republican. Everybody who's defending Chud is literally a conservative. Where are the Democrats defending Chud? Nowhere. Where are the liberals defending Chud? Nowhere. You made that up. You made that up. You made that up. It's obvious to a duck who supports Chud and who doesn't. See, again, going back to no voting for the Democrats. So you got a random racist white man running around harassing Black people. Let's not vote for the Democrats who are currently fighting for Black rights right now. Like he acknowledged out of his own mouth. Democrats running around talking about Black rights and fighting for Black people and this and that, but they didn't say anything about Chud the Builder. No, I think he's a true believer. He's actually this stupid. He's actually this stupid. Like he believes the words that's coming out of his mouth. And I don't believe that he was ever a grifter. I believe he was a true believer. He's just literally that stupid. That stupid. Yes, that's what Tariq and a lot of them was doing, grifting their way into Jim Crow. But this dude was just that stupid. He was just following him. He's a part of the hate cult. He's literally that stupid. Nothing. It has nothing to do with Roland Martin. It's just that they've been trained to mention Roland Martin and attack the Democrats for everything. That's how Tariq has trained them. That's how Professor Black Truth has trained them. That's how the Black Authority has trained them. That's how Yvette Carnell has trained them. They've been trained to do that, to find fault with the Democrats and everything. Like he's literally saying that it's the Democrats are pro Chud the Builder, when we literally know the only people defending Chud the Builder are people who vote Republican. Thank you for the fire emojis. You can't make this up. Yeah, he's a zealot. That's what I'm saying. But again, he's literally that stupid. He's one of the ones that's literally that stupid. Y'all didn't see what he said to Kamala Harris when he went shouting at her book tour? He made a complete fool out of himself. They might be the same guy. They might not be, but yeah. Yeah. They definitely do got a short memory. They do got short memory, and they got short-term memory loss. Exactly. Yeah, let's get back to this.
Yeah, the Democrats love this. What did I tell everybody? I said, if a Black American is the winner, Democrats don't touch it. If a Black American is the victim, the Democrats love it. See, they can't put a Black American who won on a campaign ad. They can't put up a big old campaign sticker if the Black American survives. They can only use your name, image, and likeness if you were unalive. So
he's claiming that the Democratic Party is pro Chud the Builder because they want Chud the Builder to kill Black people so they can literally rally, use the Black person's name and image to rally people to vote for them. He said that, by the way. He said that. I didn't say that. He just said that. He just said that.
Black American stands on business, confronts the supremacists, and whoops them up. The Democrats go into 0 dark 30. The Democrats go in hush mode because that ain't pain and suffering. Oh, yeah. See, there was no pain and suffering in this situation for us. The brother stood on business, took care of business, even when the supremacists had the power tool on them. And the brother still wins. And if you don't believe me, listen to Chud the Scrub. He said he was wailing on me even after I pew. Family, do you know how weak you got to be? Pew somebody and still get papped in the process and still lose? You had all the advantages and still took all the losses because that's in our DNA. And family, I tell you all the time, we don't run, we don't hide, we stand on business and we multiply. Has it not multiplied, family? They still got the folding chairs in Alabama, y'all. Go on down to MISSISSIPPI and see if they ain't got them beatdowns for you. What about the Cincinnati?
Look at this bozo. Black people are losing all their political rights in Alabama, but he talking about some fight. You comparing some fight that happened like what, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, to Black people losing all their political rights right now. So yeah, we don't care that people in Alabama are going back to Jim Crow. Do you remember that fight that happened like 3 years ago? Do you remember that fight that happened 3 years ago? Like, come on.
Beat down. It's multiplying all across the United States of America. This energy, this frequency, this vibration is just too damn strong and can't nobody stop it. Oh, it's real. Oh, it's real. The energy's different. They thought this energy was just in the political world. They thought it was just with tethers. They thought it was just the Democratic Party. Now they're finding out everywhere foundational Black Americans go, whether that's walking down the street, whether that's walking up the street, whether that's at the job, whether that's in the school, whether that's at the grocery store or the convenience store. We got that certified vibe, and it's everywhere. Young folks, old folks, in between folks, because we never took our eyes off the system of supremacy. See, when Holland running around here talking about a war with the Republicans, we talking about a war against the SOS system of supremacy. And ain't that exactly what our community has always done? So therefore, ain't nobody gonna disrespect us in this country because we built this country. Oh, we standing with our certifieds. Oh, yes, the hell we are. We riding. Don't talk all of that tough talk with the Republicans in war, but you ain't going against the system of supremacy out here. Fam, it's always been for.
I'm about to get off this. This is crazy. This is crazy and it's getting boring. Like, come on now. So let me get this straight. Black people who are fighting racist white supremacists with power, who are using that racist white supremacist, who are using their power, the racist white supremacists who are using their power to attack black people and send them back to Jim Crow. That ain't no real fighting. A black guy fighting some bozo like Chud the Builder is actually fighting. So you heard what he said. So again, I don't want none of these bozos to mention the civil rights movement as actually fighting. Again, because remember, before they used to say that the civil rights movement wasn't no fighting. Then they try to say it was fight. It was a form of fighting. Now they're back to the civil rights movement is not fighting. Fighting Chud the Builder and almost getting killed is actually putting in more work for black people than trying to keep the Republicans from sending black people back to Jim Crow. Like, come on. No. I didn't talk. I wasn't muted. You can hear me now? This is the Black Alpha Network, or as we like to call them, Negro Beta Network. Like, this make no sense. Oh, and let me see. Shout out to Do Good for thanking Justin March for that membership. Family, Justin March has gifted people 20 memberships. If he gifted you a membership, make sure you thank him and you keep it going. Also, you can get your own membership. Make sure you do that, family. Let's see. They have no plan. Their plan is to rant and rave on the internet, getting AdSense checks and all this other stuff, and cry to the Democrats to save them from racism. That's all they care about. I cannot stand them too. I cannot stand them too. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got over 100 people in the building. Oh my God.
For us, by us, only us. And that's good. That's better than good. Because if you're looking at the results, look what we get done when we handle it ourselves. When you're waiting around to vote blue and for it to save.
How was this handling this yourself? Again, the guy you're claiming is FBA. You don't know if he's an FBA or not. You definitely don't know if he's an FBA claimant or not. On top of that, this is not handling it yourself. Chud the Builder is only in trouble because the white people are locking him up. The white system in Tennessee has locked him up and got him facing 80 years. FBA didn't get him locked up, got him facing 80 years. If the court said, you know what, Chud the Builder, you are defending yourself. It's self-defense. You are free to go. What happens then? What are you FBA bozos going to do then? You're just going to sit on the internet and cry about this is just more proof we live in a system of white supremacy. That's all you're going to do. You're not doing, you didn't do anything. It was the government who locked him up. It's the government who's charging him. FBA didn't do nothing. And again, if the government lets him go, what then? Shout out to the Lord of Slaughter in the building. Yeah, like this is nonsense. Beyond pathetic. Beyond pathetic. But we don't let them keep going.
You get nothing. When you waiting around for the Democratic shills to help you, you get nothing. When you're waiting for the next election and the next election with your fingers crossed, hoping that a Democrat writes us some type of policies to protect Black Americans, you get nothing. But when you ball them hands up and you let them know you ain't the one and this ain't the generation, you win and they end up with lumps and losses. Fam, we've been dishing out L's. Boy, these folks don't want none, because nowadays what they're doing, fam, they're the antagonistic supremacists. That's what they do. And see, the Democrats support this. The Democrats are low-key quietly applauding. This is why they didn't come out against it. That's why they said nothing. Listen to it, family, or should I say, watch it, family, because there ain't nothing to listen to because they didn't say nothing. Everybody knows this man has been running around here antagonizing.
Imagine again. Like it'd be one thing if Chud the Builder was an elected official, even at the local level, and then you were like, all right, y'all could say something because he is an elected official. This is just some random dipshit streaming himself on a streaming site I never even heard of, Punch, getting donations from a donation site I never heard of, Send and Go or whatever it's called. Nonsense. And you're right. Clubhouse is about arguing and stuff. I got locked out of my Clubhouse account. I'm gonna see if I can get back into it. See what they doing now. Like for real. Nonsense. This dude is disgusting.
Black Americans. Everybody knows this man has been out here targeting Black Americans. He's streaming it live. It has made all the headlines.
So what about the Republican Party targeting Black Americans? What about them? So we supposed to ignore them targeting Black Americans and stripping us of all our rights. Like you literally, because again, he mentioned Alabama. You do know, I covered this already. The Speaker of the House for Alabama openly challenged the 13th Amendment. I mean, not 13th Amendment, 14th Amendment, challenging whether Black people should even be considered citizens in America. That's a politician, openly in challenge to that. And again, like I said, that lawsuit is coming. That lawsuit is coming. It's coming.
And papers, but there's only one group of people who ain't brought it up. The folks who's talking about slavery is coming back next week because of Donald Trump. So you ask the question, why didn't the Democrats speak on it? Because the Democrats were hoping this turned out bad for us. That's why the Democrats ain't said nothing. Go ahead, my sister. Talk to him.
Black Alpha, can we talk about how the Chud the Builder been harassing Black folks for weeks, but now one Democrat has spoken about.
Oh, that's enough. We're not doing that. I don't want to hear you talking to your fan base because they even stupider than you. Because the only thing stupider than Black Alpha Network is the people who follow Black Alpha Network. Imagine saying that he's been harassing Black people for weeks and the Democratic Party ain't speak on it. Imagine wanting Hakeem Jeffries, the highest ranking Black man in the history of the United States Congress, to leave his post and stop doing the work he's doing to run around and cry about Chud the Builder. Like, what would Hakeem Jeffries speaking on Chud the Builder actually accomplish? Like, let's say that again. What would Chud the Builder what would Hakeem Jeffries speaking on Chud the Builder actually accomplish? And mind you, let's say, for example, Hakeem Jeffries or Kamala Harris actually did speak on him. What would FBA say then? They would just accuse them of clout chasing, saying all you doing is speaking on them. You ain't doing nothing else. You clout chasing. You clout chasing. You just trying to use the situation to get people to vote Democrat. You're gonna be like, look at Chud the Builder. He's being racist. That's why you need to vote Democrat. That's all you're gonna say. You know that's what they're gonna say. You know that's what they're gonna say. These dudes is weird. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got over 120 people in the building. It's after 12. All right, maybe we could do one more, and then maybe tomorrow we pick back up where we started. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting the stream. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who supported the stream so far. Yeah, let's Shout out to everybody who supported the stream with fire emojis. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, maybe we could do one more. Let's see if Tariq said something similar, because you know they get their marching orders from Tariq.
All right, we are in the building. Yes, we are. We're in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to live. I'm here. I am Tariq, ready to chop up a great game, as we always do. Had to hit these Twitter streets early. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Twitter streets very early. If you guys can give me a retweet, that would be absolutely phenomenal, family. Everybody give me a retweet. Let's get these numbers all the way up, because we're going to talk about it. Before I get started, you know I got to shout out some of the regulars in here. I got to activate the room. We get some good energy in the room. I see Earth Angel King Troy. I see Blessed Lioness. I see Gabriel. I see DJ Specs. FBA Town Business on your Saru. Down there, we've been warning the community to keep an eye on, because they haven't done anything to him, for real, law enforcement. They've essentially given down there, we've been warning.
Oh, and then we got to the part. Here we go.
Organize and weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been keeping an eye on Chud. We already know new.
You said for weeks you've been keeping an eye on him. Why you ain't pull up on him? You said for weeks. You didn't say days. You didn't say hours. You said weeks. So for weeks he been running around doing this, and y'all didn't, and y'all FBA bozos didn't do nothing about it. Matter of fact, I just forgot. Tariq, you going in 1.5 speed. We don't got all night.
What the get down was going to be. Chud has been allowed to racially antagonize and racially target and harass and ambush and basically assault many of the innocent Black people of certain parts of Nashville, Tennessee. All right. He's been doing this for months. He's been monetizing his harassment nonstop. Many of us activists, we've been warning law enforcement down there. We've been warning the community to keep an eye on him, because they haven't done anything to him for real. Law enforcement.
Exactly. True coward. Talk all that FBA. We standing on business. We handle business. We not like you fleeing tethers. We fight white supremacy. And what did he talk about? Oh, we were telling law enforcement about it, and they weren't really even doing anything for real. Why you ain't get active? Why are you waiting for law enforcement to do something? Get active.
They've essentially given him a green light to keep up what he's doing and then escalate what he's doing. All right. A few days ago, almost a week ago, I tweeted about the prosecutor and the DA down there in Nashville and Clarksville, Glenn Funk and Robert Nash, who's the DA in Clarksville. That's where Chud is living, I think. We were talking about their inaction, how they are deliberately not doing anything about this terroristic white supremacist, which is what Chud is. He's a white supremacist who's very terroristic. And we're pointing out the contradictions and the hypocrisy. If a Black person was doing this stuff, they would have had federal charges put on them a long time ago. They would be in Guantanamo Bay doing the shit that Chud has been allowed to do. The key word is allowed. What's up, cousin Jerry? The key word is allowed. See, this is bigger than Chud. I want people to look at this as being a bigger issue than just.
I was just about to say that, President Jafar. He's so tough now that Chud is locked up. Remember, before he refused to speak to Chud. I think Chud even tweeted at Tariq. Tariq refused to engage. Remember when he first talked about Chud, he was super respectful. And on top of that, he wouldn't even call him a white supremacist. He said he would be like, oh, suspected white supremacist. Now Chud is in jail, facing 80 years. Now he is a white supremacist and all this other stuff. Tariq is such a coward. Cowardly heart. He got a cowardly heart.
Chud, he's the problem. But understand the system that allows him to do all this stuff. So today, Chud had to go to court, Montgomery County Court, and this was for one of his many court cases that's coming up. This one was for some kind of civil case, from what I understand. And he has other charges of harassment and just a whole bunch of stuff. Outside the court, he approached some Black people. He said that they were laughing at him and pointing at him. So he admitted that he walked up to them, doing his same old shtick. So obviously, I'm assuming that they were threatened by him approaching them. I think one of the people, according to Chud, he said one of the people told him to walk away, and then Chud walked away. But then Chud said, and we don't know how true this is because we don't have the video of it, but Chud said the guy came up from behind him and hit him and all that. I don't believe that. I think the brother was a brother who tried to catch a fair one with him. And Chud, being the white supremacist coward he is, he thought that was going to be his opportunity to grab his gat and draw down and catch a body. And while he was getting a beat down, I think he shot the brother in the stomach, but then he ended up grazing his own arm. So he did a clumsy ambush that didn't even work. So the victim, the brother, from what I understand, he's alive and I think he's going to be fine. Prayers to him. Shout out to that brother. Shout out to him, and we hope he gets a speedy recovery. All right. So let's unpack this because we've been talking about this. They've given Chud a pass. The media has given him a pass. The prosecutors has given him a pass. Law enforcement.
How has the media given him a pass? The media has covered him already. It's not like he wasn't being covered by the media for what he was doing. On top of that, shout out to Khan Guru. That's how you say your name, Khan Guru. I hope I'm saying it correctly. 1058 for the 499. Help me get closer to my goal. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Exactly. Chud does the same thing that Tariq does. Same thing. Like, remember, Tariq got his whole blueprint from white nationalists like Chud. Like, Tariq's whole style is 2010s white boy debate bro stuff. Trolling rage baiter stuff. His whole shtick. Like, go watch the white boys in 2010s. Tariq stole a whole flow, bar for bar.
See, there's a runway of indifference. See, when the white supremacists are going around harassing black people, they treat these early stages of harassment and racial vitriol and public intimidation as isolated incidents or even protected speech, instead of looking at it for what it is. That's the foundation for physical violence. We all knew what was going to happen. Law enforcement knew. We knew that this guy was going to try to racially ambush somebody. He's been tweeting it. Have y'all seen the man's tweets? He's been saying he wants to do it. There's a bunch of tweets talking about, yeah, dead chimps, this, and yeah, I'll blow somebody's brains out. He's been itching to do this, and they're sitting up there letting him. They're letting him do it. Dude, the feds come see us activists, man. If we tweet stuff that ain't even about violence, they come knocking on our door. You see? So law enforcement sits up here. This guy has hundreds of hours of recorded public harassment. They knew this was going to go this way. So yeah, law enforcement and the politicians, they built a runway for this guy. That strategic non-intervention, that gave him a green light. That let him know your behavior is within the bounds of social and legal tolerance. We'll tolerate it.
And he talk about feds coming to see activists. I hope you're not referencing yourself, Tariq. You are no activist. And in fact, you changed your tune after them feds came and seen you. Quiet as kept. Quiet as kept. Yeah, you changed your tune.
He was only doing it because they were letting him do it. They weren't punishing him. They were subsidizing his escalation to violence. See, we got to put pressure on the city, those prosecutors. That's why a few days ago, I put those DA's names out there. Political pressure has to be put on these people. Yeah, when it's a white supremacist doing all this stuff, they got this little kid glove thing.
Know what's so funny? These bozos talk to do political pressure. You got to vote. You have to be active in the political process. Y'all poo-poo and attack the political process all day long, all day night. I said all day long, all day night. Whatever. I'm getting it's getting late. Y'all attack the political process all the time. Now you want to go cry to that same political process about helping black people. Remember, y'all was so tough. Y'all don't need no politicians. Y'all don't need no cops. Y'all not like the people in the civil rights movement. You ain't begging white people to do nothing. Y'all gonna handle it. Now look at Tariq talking about him begging the white prosecutors to do something about it. Begging the white police to do something about it. Begging the white government to do something about it. You begging. Why you ain't go get active? Why none of you FBAs didn't go handle that business? Why are you begging the white man to go check another white man? Why are you doing that?
They want to rock with. You see? They sit up here and let this guy, he's in front of a courthouse. Was he in the courthouse with a gun? You understand? You're letting this man live stream his threats. They're not hitting him for ethnic intimidation at all. Now, again, black people, remember when there were black people arguing with Asian people, they were getting hit with hate crimes left and right. So that's Tariq
has been watching my stream. Tariq has been watching my stream. He literally stole that from the stream that we did yesterday. Tariq is a thief, bro. He constantly steals my stuff. And his white mother-in-law be watching my channel. She watch all my stuff. They be stealing my stuff. That's why a lot of times I don't even be wanting to say certain things, and I don't want to talk about certain things because they're gonna steal it, or they're gonna either steal it and put it out like that's their idea, or they're gonna steal it and bastardize it. Yes, last night stole my stuff. Because again, I made that point before last. Yeah, I made it last night, but I made it before last night also. Magically, I make that point about black people getting in trouble for arguing with Asians and all other kind of stuff like that. Tariq never made that point. None of these other FBAs ever made that point. When I've been calling out Chud the Builder for what he was doing, even him stealing my point about what he's doing is harassment. They wasn't making that point before me about how what Chud the Builder is not doing is not quote unquote free speech. This is harassment. This is public indecency. This is disturbing the peace. You can't walk around to random people on the street and just start calling them names and following them around and video recording them and threatening them and trying to intimidate them. That's illegal, all in and of itself. I wouldn't be surprised if Tariq was in here before, because one of the FBA bozos, I don't know who it was, got caught in here. Because shout out to Justin March again. When he gives memberships, YouTube randomly gives the memberships, and it gave it to somebody's channel, and then they deleted the channel. I think it was one of their fences, but it wasn't labeled that. So they got gifted the membership, and then they hurry up and deleted the channel. I didn't notice it till after the stream, but right as they got the membership, during the stream, they deleted their whole channel. Of course they can, because Tariq is their leader. Tariq is their founder. Tariq never did nothing original. Tariq pretended to be a Crip, pretended to be a pimp, pretended to be a pastor, pretended to be a 5%er, pretended to be a Moor, pretended to be pro-black, pretended to be Pan-Africanist, pretended to be black nationalist, pretended to be even ADOS. This is all pretend. He got everything he do is a grift from something else that he followed or saw or heard about. Everything. It could be. It could have been his mother-in-law.
Effective enforcement, that creates a protective bubble around these white supremacist agitators. Yeah? That allows them to feel untouchable right until they pull that damn trigger. You see? And they like to use that lone wolf nonsense. This guy isn't a lone wolf. He's funded by white supremacists all around the country. He even said, Chud said he got a visit from the FBI the other day because he got arrested for disturbing the peace at a restaurant. He went into a white restaurant acting a fool, and he dipped out on a bill, and they hit him with a disturbed peace charge, and this was just a few days ago. Then he said he got a visit from the FBI asking his affiliations with different groups and all this stuff, which they know. They know what this man is, what he's connected to. They know that all these people funding him, they have to be investigated too, but they're not going to do that.
Exactly. Like I said, what he's doing is a crime, by the way. Like again, make no mistake about it. This ain't about freedom of speech. You can't do what Chud the Builder is doing to nobody. It's not even about the N-word. You can't do that. Foundational burner accounts. Yes. And that happened more than once too. That's why now, when you give memberships, it shows me initially who's getting the memberships. But if they delete their channel, it'll just say channel deleted. That's why I be trying to screenshot that when you gift memberships now, before they get a chance to even delete their channel. Because that has happened twice.
You see, they like to avoid looking at that digital and social infrastructure that funds these people and encourages them. They try to act like he's some kind of singular problem rather than looking at the network of support that these people get. Notice whenever they get these white supremacists, they never RICO them. Now, black folks, if one black person commits a crime, 20 of y'all going to jail. Anybody who, if you bought somebody some gas, you put gas in somebody's car, oops, you were part of the conspiracy, all of you going to get RICO'd. They never RICO these white supremacists. They always play this lone wolf thing. They're not lone wolves. Because a lot of their buddies and a lot of people who are supporting them are in law enforcement themselves. That's the reality. And, this is Tennessee. Tennessee has a deep-rooted history of institutional figures turning a blind eye or participating in extra-legal violence in order to maintain that social hierarchy. The Klan was started in Tennessee. Dr. King was unalive in Tennessee. They said, they let our good brother get unalive. Yeah, the state knew what was happening. The state was responsible. They were responsible for what happened to him. So the state delegates their dirty work of community intimidation to private individuals like Chud. And that creates this plausible deniability for the state while they achieve the goal of suppressing and terrorizing the black population. Because they're complicit. The state is complicit. The city is complicit. They always pretend like their hands are tied. Oh, we can't do anything because there wasn't a physical crime yet. It's bullcrap. There's already statutes on the books regarding stalking, harassing, inciting a riot, leaving. This dude has a clear digital trail, so you just chose not to do anything about it. They're complicit. So now this is going to have the community saying, okay, if they're complicit, we're going to have to protect ourselves. We're going to have to form networks or be covert enough to do things to protect.
So now the community got to protect itself. Why are you not raising up? Yes, he's just babbling. This is just babble. 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 Yes. Yes, Mike. He was in Michael Moore's DVD pretending to be a pimp to pimp Congress. Yep. FBA live in a fantasy world. Yeah. But that was at What Up Cuz was before that. He was a Crip before he was a pimp. Yes, he does just say anything. Shout out to everybody in the building.
Ourselves. We're not going to just be sitting ducks while the state sits around turning a blind eye to these violent white supremacists. You understand? And listen, here's the thing. And the feds came in asking him questions the other day. You know what it is with the feds, the FBI? The FBI, they're just keeping an eye on him so that they make sure he don't harm white people. All right? Let's be very clear. This dude spent months live streaming himself, just racially terrorizing black people, running up using the N-word, threatening people with pepper spray and guns. He's been doing this nonstop, damn near every day for weeks. You understand? They turn a blind eye. Now he goes into this white restaurant and walks out on a tab at an upscale restaurant. Now it's a code red. Now they arrest him. You see? Now they want to arrest him for disturbing I think it was disorderly conduct. So it wasn't.
Exactly. That's why black people need to participate in politics so we can be in charge, so we can go after people like this. We don't got to wait and ask and beg and cry for other people to go after Chud the Builder. We can go after Chud the Builder. We can use the power of the state to go after him like they use the power of the state to go after us. Thank you for the fire emojis. I think your name is Jamal. I can't really see. I think it's Jamal. Jamal with 2 A's. Yep. Crip pimp.
Disorderly conduct when he was harassing all these black people, but he made the white people in the restaurant uncomfortable. So now that's disorderly conduct. You understand? So then they swoop down on him. The feds swoop down on him because they know these white supremacists, they will do a mass shooting in a crowd of white people too. They don't give a damn. They know these people are unhinged, but they just want that unhinged mindset to just be over the black people. As long as you're out here targeting black people, just keep it over there. But now he's running around here spraying pepper spray. And remember, he was spraying pepper spray outside of a restaurant, and there was some white people getting hit by it. So now they're like, come on, Chud, let's reel it back just a little bit. We got to quarantine you a little bit. See, that's how white supremacy operates. It keeps their racial agitators in their designated lanes. See, as long as that vitriol is directed at black society, you'll get a pass. Yeah. His real crime, again, was bringing out that chaotic, terroristic energy into a high-end white space. Understand? Now, when he got arrested, all the shit he's been doing to black people, he didn't get arrested for none of that. They didn't charge him for nothing that he did to black people. Nothing. You understand that? So it's about putting him back in his lane to make sure that his aggression is focused on us. You see? And here's the thing. He's been getting funded and protected by these white supremacists. Because see, the white supremacists, they were going to make him a white supremacist hero if he caught a body. The goal was for him to catch a body and become the next Zimmerman. He wanted to become the next Daniel Penny, become the next, what's his name? What's the white boy's name? I can't think.
Yeah, Daniel Penny. The same Daniel Penny that Trump brought to sit next to him at a football game at a place of honor after Trump won the election. That same Daniel Penny. Y'all was mighty quiet about that.
Think of his name out there.
No Democrat would have did that.
And who did that ambush shooting? The big fat goofy white boy who was crying. Why can't I think of that fat fucking name? Okay, I'm having a white supremacist brain fart. I can't think of his name. Hold on. No.
This is a record. Yep, 5 minutes without blaming no tethers.
I'm having a brain fart. Nikki, what's his name? Why am I having? I can't think of. I see his fat crying face. Nikki, what's that guy's name? I can't think of his name. Hold on. Let me see. Why can't I think of his name? I have old syndrome sometimes. I'll be forgetting names. KP. Let me get KP in here. No, I'm having a brain. KP. Yo, KP. Okay, everybody on the people's phone lines are janky. Come on now. The people's phone lines are janky. Oh man. What's the guy's damn name? Hold on, let me get Twizzle. Yo, Twizzle. What's up with you?
We're not doing. Matter of fact, we're gonna give you like 2 more minutes, Tariq.
Well,
What's up? What name am I trying to think of?
I gotta keep it 100. I don't know. There's so many of these I don't know, man.
Okay, God. Okay, I'll get you back in a minute. Okay, come
All right,
on,
go
y'all
ahead.
help me out. Dan, come on. What name am I trying to think of? Dan? Dan?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dan.
Oh, okay, you say Zimmerman?
Not Zimmerman. You know what I'm talking about. The white boy who went over state lines with the gun.
Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Kyle, there you go. Shit, there you go. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I
Okay.
don't know why I couldn't think of that goofball's name. Rittenhouse. Damn. Kyle Rittenhouse. I have old moments. I'm sorry. I have.
What did Kyle Rittenhouse have to do with black people? Because y'all was surely blaming Democrats for that. I want to know. Was it just because he was there to go against the George Floyd protests? I want to know.
Getting shit. I have old moments. That's all. That's a part of getting old. I'm getting old. I'll be in places trying to order shit and I'll be forgetting. Let me get a I want the what is that? Give me that give me a little butter pecan there. Ice cream sandwiches. Give me that deluxe fish sandwich. I have old moments, but it's all good. All right. Who is this person here? The stay-at-home dad. Stay-at-home dad, hop in. Stay-at-home dad.
What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. What's happening?
Dude, I'm just living the dream, surviving the nightmare. Just wanted to tell you I wasn't a random hacker Pajit because I use a VPN. I just wanted to come squash that real quick.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because this guy tweeted that the victim of the shooting of what's his name died, and he didn't. The brother didn't die. He's still alive.
Where'd you get that, by the way? Because I got it from like a literal personal source that knows dude personally.
No, they don't know him, because if they knew him, they would have his name out there. The guy was.
No, they know Chud.
Oh, then okay, yeah. And anybody connected to Chud, they're gonna put out misinformation because Chud just be saying shit. So the guy's alive. Yeah, I put up a picture of the guy when he was getting put in the stretcher. He was in the stretcher waving, so he didn't die. He's alive.
Well, that was before Life Flight though. So
I mean, he didn't die.
Anyway,
even the person connected to Chud, they wouldn't know the ramifications of what happened once he got up there and airlifted. Well, how would they know that?
It was about 45 minutes after. I'm not exactly certain. I'm not here to spread misinformation. Just
Right.
Spread
We're not doing that. Shout out to everybody in the building. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. That's probably what's happening to him. Yeah, that's probably what's happening to Tariq. All that hate is like corrupting his brain. I can't believe people still follow him too. But shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's see. I think we did a good job for tonight. Because again, I think we did a good job for tonight because, like I said, I got to get up at 6 in the morning and it's already 12:30. So I think I did a good job for the night. So I want to thank everybody. I want to say first and foremost, before you head out, make sure you subscribe to my second channel, Prince No Face Killer. You go subscribe to that channel. The link should be in the description box below. This is also my email. Make sure also you hitting the PayPal, the Cash App, if you can, if you want to support the stream monetarily and you don't want to, give on screen and you don't want to be seen, or you just want to give it that way, that'll be good. Yes, Tariq speaking really nicely to that white boy. Real nicely. Yeah. Real nicely. Shout out to everybody in the building for the fire emojis. But yeah, let me do my thanks for tonight. I want to thank Abbott, for donating on PayPal. You can donate on PayPal and you can get a thanks. I won't say how much you donated if you don't want me to, but I'll thank you for donating. Thanks to the Abbott for the donation. Thanks to my first moderator, Justin March, for gifting 20 memberships. And again, family, if he gifted you a membership, say thank you and also keep the membership going. Shout out to Auto Mech for setting it off with the 5. Shout out to Kong Guru 1058 for the $4.99. Much appreciated. Thank you. I didn't reach my goal for tonight, but that's fine. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. If I only got one donation and for $1, that's better than nothing. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. For everybody who's here tonight, probably see you guys tomorrow or the day after. Or it's after 12. So maybe I'll see you tonight or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you at. See y'all next time. On that note, family, peace.